Man, I tell you what, I'm having the time of my life here tonight at Combat Night. Mitchell Chamali is Dana White with a lot of hair. Like, he's doing his thing. He's such a businessman, such a father, such an example, such a role model. I love Mitchell Chamali and Combat Night so much. I couldn't ask for a better night. Me and my family are having a great time.
You know we had to do a podcast, right?
What's your name, fat body?
Of course, you were looking food. What the hell?
I'm not fat. I'm big bone.
I'm gonna eat it.
You owe me for one jelly donut!
Fat motherfucker.
Listen to it. My wife said no one's gonna listen to us.
I've got bigger titties than you did!
Bullshit, because nobody fucking had geese back at that point for a bigger guy.
I'm not everyone's cup of tea, but I might be somebody's shot of whiskey.
You can't think about, hey, I need to lose 100 pounds. You think about winning that day.
Fucking, I want a cheeseburger and a milkshake. Yo, Fatleets, what's up, and welcome back to the podcast. How y'all doing? It is post-race week recap, post-Olympic triathlon. So, your boy finished, well, let's asterisk this. The time finished was 3 hours, 20 minutes, 35 seconds. 35.4 seconds. So, big asterisk on that. I really think that had everything come to plan, the 4 hour mark would have been a good timetable, a good time to shoot for, or it would have been a very good representation. However, your boy, almost drowned in the swim. And for someone who's very confident in the water, there was a moment where I kind of really got scared, sucked in a lot of water, tried to swim it out, stroke it out, and I couldn't. And went to swim again, and once again got another. I'm not a very buoyant swimmer. I like to sink a lot when I swim, and when it's kind of very choppy water, it doesn't lend itself well to, when you're a heavy guy, and who, I guess a sag swimmer. I'm not really good at keeping that very floaty on top of the water movement or techniques. So thing I learned is when a triathlon, actually just any triathlon, I'll just wear a wetsuit if I want. I really think I want to invest into a wetsuit. And there's a reason why they use them, And I got in the water early on that day. I say early on in that day, but I really mean it was like maybe 5-10 minutes before the race. Right around 7:20 is got in the water. And I'm standing in the water trying to foot my way in little by little, just trying to acclimate myself to this cold water. It's very windy morning, which that wind is what really brought that chop on the water. So as I get closer and closer in the water, it's cold. The race officials say it's 74. There ain't no way in hell The water probably in the very center of the lake is 74 degrees at the very bottom. But that water at shore was like 52. It did not feel no 74. So bottom line, I'm just getting a wetsuit, and I don't care if I'm hot and sweating in there. I'd rather be sweating in a wetsuit, floating like a seal, than trying to fight that chop like I did. I legit was scared, and kind of one of the main reasons why after I swam to the first kayak, I swam again. Then when I took on water again, I looked and I bobbed and it became very hard to even try to doggy paddle. And that the little bitch inside won, I guess. And I tapped and I said, yeah, just let me get a boat. Jumped on a boat. Wasn't excited about that because at that moment, the race is done for me. So, while we're sitting on the boat, the lifeguard said, "Hey, can you make it to shore if we leave you by the pylons, or do we need to go dock and let you off over there?" So trying to remain with whatever little dignity I had left, I said, no, drop me. It's okay. Drop me by the pylons. I'll swim on over to the shore. So by that time, there was already all the green hats, all the green swim caps coming out of the water, making their lap into their second leg of their second lap. And I start walking, and I see my wife and stuff, and she starts furthering away. She's walking towards the dock to try to see if I'm coming, swimming into the transition area. And as I get closer, she, starts walking further. So I catch up to her, and I saw she was worried. She saw then she looked at me like, wait, how the hell are you here? And I told her I had a problem in the water, couldn't swim, and got out. I don't think she really realized how bad it was. It was really bad for me. Someone who I've always been very confident swimmer. Let me tell you, I'm not as confident as I was. So, not really. It was like a core memory, memory unlocked, memory achieved. Because man, it was not fun. So then I told her, you know what? I don't have to leave. I'm just gonna go get on the bike and start my bike ride. So she said, "Are you sure?" She goes, how, did you swallow a lot of water? And then she was like, "You could have water in your lungs." And I said, I'm okay. So got on my bike and did the 40K course, which is 24.6 miles, I think. Or 24.5, I'm not sure. But 40K was awesome. I did that in an hour and 31 minutes, which is kind of slow, but definitely, I think it was like averaging about 16 miles an hour. I'd love to get up to 18, 19 miles an hour. I know one spot of the course before the turn, there was this hill was the absolute worst hill I've ever tried to climb. And I believe I've actually never seen my Garmin go into this view automatically. It usually stays in whatever, view I have it set. But it was a 5% grade. It was 5% grade, and it was about, I think it was a 400-foot elevation change. And I'm shifting gears, trying to get lower in the easiest gear. And I am in the easiest gear possible, struggling to stand up because my legs are noodles. And I'm trying to push on the bike, and I'm trying not to fall over because I can't really stand up and be balanced because my legs are shaking. And I was just, oh my God, I sitting there like, pushing up this hill. But on the side note, coming down that thing, I had 37 miles an hour, and let me tell you, 37 miles an hour on that bike, it feels amazing. That feels fast. And then it feels fast when you got a car coming up who doesn't know what the hell they're doing, and they see all these cyclists, all these cops, but yet they're not paying attention, probably on their damn phone. Towards the last 2 miles of the bike ride, I can already feel my legs are giving out. I'm tired. It's hot, and my legs are feeling it. I do want the break, and a couple guys are passing me, and some of these guys, it's so hilarious because they're trying to be very, very motivational and just like cheerful, and hey man, you're almost there, keep on going, you're doing great. And I know they mean well, but they might as well be saying, hurry up, fat ass, let's go. Because to me, it's the same thing. I know they're trying to be helpful, but it's, I don't understand. This is the way I'm wired. It is what it is. Sorry. But, get to the bike, get off the bike. And, this is where I had an extra pair of socks in my running shoes. And I said, man, I knew I was coming off the bike sweaty. Every time I'm hitting 20, 30 miles, I am drenched in sweat. And it was a hot day. It was very humid. So I knew I was going to be sweaty. So I said, you know what? Let me take another pair of socks. Now, this cost me. This was a 6-minute transition. However, part of it was because it was hard. I sat down to take off my cycling shoes and the socks so I can dry my feet, put on some baby powder, have dry feet, put them in the shoes and tie them and go. But it cost me 6 minutes because when I sat down and stuff, my legs didn't want to wake up, and I pretty much had to roll turtle onto my knees so that I can stand up, because I wasn't standing up otherwise. My legs weren't waking up. So then I get out and I run out and I start running the 10K. So all in all, realistically, I didn't finish the Olympic triathlon that I wanted to, but I'm so excited that after the 40K bike ride, I was able to complete a 10K. The swim sucked, right? But I think if I practice more, I could definitely knock it out. I think it's dependent really on the wetsuit. The wetsuit really helps a lot, and there's a reason why people use them. It's like a reason why people cut weight. It is to their advantage. It's in the rules. Why not? So, but in the run, it's a 10K run, 6.2 miles. Now, never ran 6.2 miles, a 10K at all before. So to run a 10K right after that bike ride, man, I'm proud of myself. That was amazing. And I didn't stop once in that run. Like, I didn't stop to like slow down and walk or anything. I may have slowed my pace, but I kept the pace. It might have been jogging, like I said, but it did not once did I stop to walk or anything. And you know, part of it was I kept on seeing people who were on the back of your leg, they write your age. And I don't know, I think they do it to really mess with you. All USA Triathlon does it to mess with you. I was passed by a couple of 60-year-olds, a 70-year-old, and man, I'm just like, I'm trying to, in my mind, I want to catch up, and it's like, but this is what I got. I can't. And you got these people passing you, and oh, you're doing great. It's like, fuck, you're like 30 years older than me, and you're just passing me on this run, casually, like it's nothing. It's not. It shouldn't be that way. And yeah, you can sell yourself and tell yourself, you know, this is not their first triathlon or second or third. This is like their 50th, 60th. You know, they've trained longer and stuff like that. And yeah, those may be true. But you did just let a 50-year-old woman pass you. Damn. That's real life. It's not fun. Now, I'm not gonna say I didn't do my fair share of passing, but I got passed, and I got passed a lot. So, you know, it's just room for improvement. Room to get better. I don't understand. There's something I do enjoy about the triathlon. About triathlons, I guess. I guess I can call myself an endurance athlete, even though I didn't finish one leg of this triathlon. But it gets really, really fun right as it's ending. But it does, the run, the bike, all of it, especially with, you know, when you don't have your phone in your hand or earbuds or anything like that. The runs, you know, I'm not gonna lie, there was probably times where people heard me yelling, "Who's gonna carry the boats?" Because I just try to get in a mindset and a groove that I'm just not gonna stop. And that helped because I didn't. You know, the bike, the 40K bike I did in an hour and 30 minutes. And it's funny that I ran the 10K in an hour and 14. It takes me, I'm quicker at riding the bike than obviously than running. But like I said, waking up your legs after riding the bike is not easy, and running the 10K after riding a 40K is not easy. I enjoy it. It was fun. I definitely need to work on my swim, specifically open water. It's so much different. It's not, man, I understand a lot of triathletes pool swim, and then for them it works out or they can do it. I definitely need a lot more practice in open water swimming. Just breathing's not the same. Looking up in murky water, you don't have a blue line or a white line to just follow. But back to training, back to the drawing board. I definitely want to train and get another one in. I'm not going to end on this, nor, I really do like triathlons. Something about them. Between hydration and nutrition during the triathlon, like I did everything pretty well. I did, I was hydrated throughout the so much so through on off the bike that off the bike I actually had to hit the porta potty, right? And in the run, I hit every watering station. I think they had it at the 1.5 miles, the 4 mile, and then backwards, right? It was every 1.5 miles, I think. 1.5 miles, 4. Anyways, so every watering station I hit, I was like, oh, let me get water and Gatorade. And I only hit it once on the bike. And the craziest thing is I didn't realize, because I guess the other one was only like an 8-mile bike ride. So it's definitely not anywhere where you needed hydration. But in this one, the Gatorade and the water they gave you, about 14 miles in, they had this area where it's just, man, I feel bad for these people who have to clean it up. It's the drop zone, and you see just 30, 40, 50 Gatorade bottles, water bottles, and it's so cyclists don't have to carry it or whatever, or throw it anywhere else. They throw them there. But it's crazy because it's, man, you want me to drink all of this in this little time and then drop it there? All right. Most of those Gatorade bottles are half drank, and the water bottle's still half drank. So it's crazy. Seems like a lot of waste. But all in all, like, I'm happy with all that. I'm not happy with the swim, nor with the feeling of that swim, right? It wasn't the greatest swim. It wasn't the greatest experience. I feel like I kind of redeemed myself on a little to myself on the bike and on the run. Definitely left a bad taste in my mouth, so I want to get another race in. I don't know how soon, but I do want to get another race in. And man, besides that, I got big news. Like, we moved our gym this weekend, and it was kind of cool. Like, wow, I'm gonna miss our old gym. I'm gonna miss the space we had. It's meant a lot to me. Training there for the last 9, almost 10 years there. Actually 10 years. Yeah, 10 years there. And wow, the amount of people that friends and acquaintances that we've met, people we got to train with, it's Not that that's going away, right? Because we're just moving spot. And the beautiful thing is we have a much bigger spot. I'm able to grow from what we had. I think I want to say it was a 30 by 24. We're gonna go to like a 40 by. I'm gonna add additional mat space and probably gonna end up with about a 40 by 40 square of total mat space, which is amazing. Before we had little fans, and now we actually have one of those big. They're actually called big ass fans. A big ass fan over the mat space, where that sucker. I don't think I'll ever have it on over at 100%. Probably will stay at 35, 40% because it moves enough air that at 100% it's going to feel like we're in an ice box in the freezer. It moves so much air. Got to add some speakers to the gym tonight to bump when we're training. Excited about the new gym, the new location. It's man, years have gone into this thing. I remember when the owner of the CrossFit gym asked me to help him design a little spot, and how would we lay this out and how do we do this, and to finally see it come to fruition, man, it's like I said, it's been a long time, and we've been, this has been in the works. So we finally moved our gym, and now that too, gonna have probably people coming over to visit this week because Pans is here in Orlando, and usually when Pans is here, we have people from our association, Renato Tavares Association, Holla, come through the gym and visit. So it's gonna be great having people come to the new spot, see see how we've grown, see what we've planned on doing, and man, it's great. It's exciting. So I love you guys. I've only been MIA because the swim really kind of affected me. It hit me, so I had to take some time, and just working at trying to get everything situated with the new gym, with the move. So if you guys are ever in Orlando, come check us out. Tough as nails. All right. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the Fat Boy Podcast. Have a nice day.